So we come to the penultimate race of the meeting, and it is our final class for the Rotax Max Euro Trophy this weekend here at Wackersdorf. DD2 Masters final number 2. Roberto Pajewski, having taken top honours in race 1, starts from pole position representing Austria in the 565. Alongside will be Slavomir Moransky, who has taken the lead in the standings by a 14-point margin coming into this race. Timo Haug rounds out the top 3 as Michael Becker has an opportunity to close the gap on Sebastian Humpelhardt as the pair are separated by 9 points coming into final 2. Alessandro Glauser rounds out the top 5 ahead of Tommy Helfinger in the 506, Marco Winkler in the 566, Rudy Champion, who completes the top 8. Sebastian Humpelhardt sits on 51 points after race number 1 today, and he is alongside with Christoph Adams from Belgium in the 555. Bruno dos Santos, Ronaldo Kremiger and Thomas Schumacher complete the 13-strong grid. "14-minute set on the timer. Red lights will very shortly be ignited on the starting gantry for the penultimate race of the meeting. A total of 27 races here this weekend. And it is now the cat and mouse game. The psychological mind games come into play, going round the final corner. DD2 Masters splits into the tram lines, hopefully for the final time, as long as we get a good start. Revs rise, lights are out, we're off and away, as Moransky gets a really good run, as Alessandro Glauser passes Michael Becker through into turn 3, and then the German retaliates through into turn 4, tries to go up the inside, Glauser shuts the door. Humpelhardt going round the outside of it, looks like Tommy Helfinger, and he makes it through into turn 5. Can he get it done by turn 6? He does. Oh my goodness me, that was full commitment from Sebastian Humpelhardt. As ran at the back of the order, Thomas Schumacher was trying to get past the likes of Bruno dos Santos and the 505 of Timo Haug, who's absolutely dropped. Ronaldo Kremiger has not opted to take part in this race, so we are down to 12 competitors. So Pajewski could get himself into some kind of championship permutation if he joins us in Adria in 6 weeks, as he now leads. Moransky looking to close and take a second win of the season on a finals day. They were separated by just over 2 tenths, but Pajewski puts in the fastest lap on lap 1 of 51.151. Moransky 1.05 tenths, well, 0.105 of a second behind in terms of lap pace, but Alessandro Glauser from Switzerland with FM Racing on the Cosmic chassis is keeping pace. Rudy Champion, who started in 8th, now up into 4th, as he looks to also try and move up the order. And coming into this round, he started 8th. He had 17 points coming into this round. So he started with 25 points, exactly the same as Roberto Pajewski coming into this race. And now he has a chance. 4th place will net the Frenchman 13 points. It's 16 for 3rd, which is currently being held by Alessandro Glauser. Slavomir Moransky will take 20, and Pajewski will get a maximum score over the 2 races of 50 points. Humpelhardt at the moment is currently 7th, and that will put him on 60. Actually, Moransky was on 45, so that puts him on 65 points. That'll put him on 85 and give him a lead by about a victory, as up the inside of Moransky goes both Alessandro Glauser and Rudi Champion. And now Michael Becker fancies his opportunity to try and get past, but Polish driver from 46th team in the 561 still keeps ahead. Just over 3 minutes of this race completed. 10 minutes and 50 seconds to go plus a lap. Becker closing on Moransky for fourth. This changes the championship permutations significantly in terms of the gaps between the competitors, because if Moransky finishes in fourth, that will put him on 78 points. Rudi Champion, if he takes third, that puts him on 41. Alessandro Glauser, who took 11 points in the first race, will end up on 31 points after this, if he takes second. But Pajewski will put him well and truly into the firing line of firing that warning shot across the bow that this championship will pretty much get, considering he is the defending champion. 4 minutes done, 10 to go. Pajewski now having a lead of 0.573 seconds ahead of Switzerland's Alessandro Glauser, with Rudi Champion waiting in the wings in the 544 from PKS Competition, representing France. Top three covered by 0.583 seconds after 5 laps completed. Now it becomes a very, very interesting strategic war between the top three. Then you look at those behind. So you have Moransky, Becker, Winkler, Elfinger, Christoph Adams, Timo Hald, and now rounding out the top 10 is Bruno Dos Santos in the 503 from France. Dos Santos, in the meantime, has set the fastest lap of anybody. The only driver, it looks like, that might have gone under the 50-second barrier. A 49.966 second lap time set by the Frenchman in the 503 on the Sodica chassis. So once again, it is closing ever so much between the top 10. And these drivers are not holding back. They are trying to do their very best to move forward. 8 minutes and 27 seconds to go on the clock. So last time around, the top 10 were covered by just under 3.5 seconds. 7 laps down, a few more to go. 8 minutes plus an additional lap, still remaining on the clock. Pajewski has a gap of 0.447 ahead of Alessandro Glauser. Rudi Champion rounds out the top 3. Moransky, Champion rounds out the top 3. Moransky in 4th place. Becker in 5th. Winkler, Helfinger, Adams, Hald, Dos Santos, Thomas Schumacher, and it looks like it's been a bit of a difficult weekend altogether from what was a brilliant one for Sebastian Rumpelhardt, who completes the running order so far with no showing from Reinaldo Gremiger, unfortunately. As Michael Becker, well, I've just seen that Pajewski, Glauser, Champion have all gone through into the sub 50-second bracket. Pajewski 49.966, Glauser 30 thousandths slower, but then Rudi Champion goes 33 thousandths quicker than Pajewski, who's still leading. On to lap number 9 on this race, and it is still anyone's guess who might get the upper hand. And that's one of the beauties of DD2 Masters. It is about taking your time. It is about concentrating on your focus, making sure that you do everything. You expend every single solitary ounce of energy. As Pajewski still leads now by 0.562 seconds ahead of Alessandro Glauser. And Slavomir Moransky, who is still behind Rudy Champion, sets the fastest lap of the race, with the pole being in 4th position. And the top 6, not including Sebastian Humpelhardt, who rounds out the 12 strong that are all still circulating, have all gone sub 50 seconds on the completion of lap 9. But Pajewski looks to be starting to pull away. Champion looking at that chance where he can get past Alessandro Glauser from Switzerland in the 5:04. They come across the line to complete lap number 10. Top 4 covered by just a fraction over a second. Timur Haug in the meantime has got past Marco Winkler for 7th position. So now we have just over 5 minutes remaining. Glauser still holding on. And even though Rudy Champion is fractionally faster than the Swiss driver in 2nd position, he needs to go that little bit quicker, I think, or get the run coming out of turns 13 and 14. He might have actually heard me because he tried to do it, but then he looked quickly over his right shoulder to see where Moransky was in terms of proximity. And Moransky was just over 0.3 of a second behind. But Pajewski was the quickest out of the top 5 drivers, but Tommy Helfinger now sets the fastest lap down in 6th position with a Buehler Cup Racing Team 506 entry representing Germany. Marco Winkler now loses another position to, this time, Christoph Adams. And at the moment, Glauser fastest in sector 1 out of the top 3. Pajewski gains a bit of time to his pendulum swing, and now that gap looks to be extending even further. A 49.748 for Pajewski now reclaims the fastest lap of this race after 12 laps completed. Alessandro Glauser, a 49.795. Rudy Champion still trying to close up on the Swiss driver that now has Slavomir Moransky in his wheel tracks. And Moransky is trying to close on the Frenchman. These two were battling at the Winter Cup. And it's a bit of a different story that's being told this season. But no matter how tough it gets for Moransky, that man is a fighter. He showed that in 2018 and in 2020. He is still as fired up as ever, and now he goes up the inside, as does Michael Becker, past Rudy Champion through turn 4. With just under 3 minutes on the clock remaining. Moransky gets his chance. And that now puts him on a cumulative score of 81 points. And this also assists Michael Becker's campaign, because he now is in 5th position, which will put him on 53 points, 2 behind, or maybe not even, 2 behind Sebastian Humpelhardt. And then you factor in that Roberto Pajewski will be on 50 points with the way things are going now. We have 2 minutes to go plus an additional lap. Pajewski looking to do the double. We didn't see him at Genk 4 weeks ago, but he decided to return back and fight and showcase that he is the one that they need to beat if they want to take this title, because at the end of the season it is only the champion that gets to go to the grand finals in Portimao late next January, between the 23rd and the 30th of January. And I know for a fact, if you've won the grand finals, you want to defend your title, and Pajewski won in Sarno last year. Gap now between first and second, up to 0.942 seconds itself between Pajewski from Austria, Glauser from Switzerland in second, Moransky from Poland in third, Becker from Germany in fourth, with Rudy Champion making it 5 different nationalities in the top 5. Tommy Helfinger rounds out the top 6 ahead of countryman Timo Haug in the 5.05. Christoph Adams rounds out the top 8 positions. And Christoph Adams, at the moment, coming into this weekend at 16 points. He picked up 6 points, so that puts him on 22. An 8th place finish will put him on 30. So we are now on the penultimate lap of the race. We'll probably get as close as we can to turn 12 before the timer hits 0. As now it expires as Pajewski hits the apex of the corner. Rudy Champion isn't quite done yet with Michael Becker, I fear, as he closed up on the German going through the exit of turn 12. Final lap that is shown first of all to Roberto Pajewski, then Glauser, Moransky, Becker, Champion, Helfinger, Haug, Adams, Winkler, Dos Santos, who rounds out the top 10. But it has been a masterclass from the defending champion, Roberto Pajewski, in the 5.65 from KSCA, Soda Europe, to pole position yesterday on qualifying day, on Friday. 2 heat wins and a second put him on pole position for the first final. And he comes back with a bang here in Bavaria, as round the final couple of corners comes Roberto Pajewski, who does the double and celebrates, crossing the line by 1.204 seconds. And another title fight, where there are 2 words I need to say: game on. Moransky takes third, but takes the lead in the standings. Michael Becker still factors in at the moment, finishing 4th. Rudy Champion takes 5th place, and with it now has 36 points. Tommy Helfinger 6th, Timo Haug 7th, Christoph Adams in 8th, Marco Winkler in 9th, Bruno Dos Santos in 10th. Thomas Schumacher and Sebastian Humpelhardt complete the field, with Reinaldo Kremiger a non-starter. But what a comeback from the defending champion, Roberto Pajewski.